Aloha, my friends and family on planet Earth. It is I, your intolerable acquaintance and friend, Trace Smith. This is my daily ritual for all the Russians that want to cash in on and everyone else to enjoy for free. Trace Timeless 30 minutes of explain on YouTube and Odyssey. They ask me why you're singing, and today's message is called The Power Differentials in Communal Narcissist is the same as with the hellites. They ask me what you're singing, what's the message that you're saying. I say, because we're all one to the sun's heart, and in humanity, and in the earth's heart. What's wrong with Californians psychologically? What's wrong with them at the root? Why they accept this slavery? Some of them that bore crosses were the same that bore crosses. Some of them that work forces were the same that bore crosses. And you do what they tell ya. Power differentials in communal narcissist is the same as with the hellites. And Dr. Ramani says, this commonly dealing with thousands of patients, perhaps in Los Angeles and online, she discovered this happened very often in the church. And this is what happened in my personal circumstance. I just wasn't charming enough. I wasn't narcissistic enough. I didn't have actually enough hubris. Wasn't towing the line. I wasn't, I didn't even know I was in a competition for this work trade. This other guy literally was way more charming, and, he was literally, had way more credentials than me. So, and he happened to be supposedly a preacher, although I told him, you seem nothing like a Christian, but I'm glad you're here because I was so, trauma bonded, and I had such a gnarly vampire cord to this woman after 10 years of helping her load the truck, having her as a surrogate mother that, it was nice to, I guess I was being real lazy, being an overgrown baby all that time. And so this is the power differential is like, they would give me this work trade 1 hour a week, but at one point they were going to let me move in the apartment and live on the farm and work. And then the next day they emailed me back, and the husband said I didn't have enough experience. So in Nazi Germany, and oh yeah, I was gonna say, so I was watching Dr. Drew, and this guy's name is Dr. Thomas Binder, MD, and in late February 2020, he saw through the whole narrative. He's an immunologist in Europe, and he was jailed for telling the full truth to the world with a bunch of Instagram feeds and YouTube. He was jailed for questioning the international COVID cult. That's extreme collective narcissism right there. They had to punish him because he showed the madness of the collective communal narcissistic mass formation psychosis. Of course, that it was a satanic. He knew it was a satanic attempted hijack overthrow. The Buddhists call this type of thinking these collective narcissists have the mode of delusion. It's one of the common modes of misperception, the mode of delusion. And I would say if you have ever seen the movie Forrest Gump, the activist scene in Forrest Gump is the greatest example of this type of thinking. And for an example, when Jenny and this activist are going to protest the war, and he slaps her as he's so stressed out about the protest. That's the communal narcissist. So, um, may we see punishment as only for the weak? In other words, if you're moral, if you do not break cosmic, moral, or karmic law, you do not need to get in trouble. You do not need to be caught or go to jail or pay a fine. And remember, in morality and moral cosmic law, there's no victim and no crime. If you want liberty, you're going to have respect and treat it right, you know, as Matt said. So Mark Passio says we're post-apocalypse. He says apocalypse means, the truth is taken out of hiding, or revelations, like apocalyptic revelations, revelations, or gnosis. In other words, we're post-apocalypse because we're past the time where the truth has been revealed. Maybe in my case for a few years, in your case a few months or whatever, or some of you 10 years, 20 years, but we're still post-apocalypse. So it's time to get real on every level as much as we possibly can. The demiurge, the archons, Yahweh, the Saturn Moon Matrix, the religious dogma, and then the scientism death cult, the government control of the narratives through censorship and shadow banning, and the unelected officials of the hellites, like Bill Gates, the WHO, and the WEF, through financial organizations and infiltrations. You can see this extremely popular problem runs from Illuminati all the way to folks doing a lot of good for this world, man. All the way from these letter groups and CIA to people who are really doing a lot of good for the world still have this damn problem. Born again Christians condemning you from a soapbox, reaching down to help you out, and realize, just like the Illuminati, the communal narcissist power to help serve you or others always includes this fake power differential separation made of perceived self-righteousness. Bring up a flaw in their organization and see how much they're going to help you then. See how they react, just like narcissists, like an individual narcissist, if you question them. That's why this guy is not a narcissist, people. Give me constructive criticism and I will openly discuss it with you. Corrections officers are not usually honest. They're just order followers, right? They're not there. They're there to get a paycheck, right? So communal narcissists, they're obeying the dogma. They're usually predators. Even these people, again, these people disguise a landlord. They put up signs. They're doing it right now. They're meeting right now to save the world, but they refuse to watch my channel because they don't want to hear truths outside of their heroic group. They want to be the source, pat themselves on the back and say, aren't we awesome saving the world? In some ways, in some cases, yes. But as soon as I think it's got to come from me, then, I could have the NPEs, So this power differential is upheld by your egos through extreme insecurity, fear, control trips, and vast overimportance of managing the public's perception of them as a savior. For example, this person I was helping, they'd say they wanted me to visit the farm, but it never happened. Collective narcissisms, like I say, it's a theory is they could be all mostly individual narcissists involved. They will act like they are unquestionable gods just for their amazing work, man. Also, just like the 2020 madness, collective narcissists will never admit wrongs. They will continually invalidate or refuse to promote or help devoted employees who don't agree with their fake, predatorial disorders, personality disorders. Treat their employees like shit sometimes. They will never apologize. Apology means to say I was wrong, to go back, to give back the word. to change your principle. This is why shamanism and Buddhism and Aboriginal views are far more real. And for example, in Hawaiian Huna, they say you have the right. A principle of Huna is you have the right to change your mind. This is why I preach and study the ancient ways that are not, because they have no fake dogma. They're more open to change and creativity, thus true love. Um, and this issue really partially explains why I have such a distance from the scene in this town. And the collective narcissists, or in other words, are the people who come to help you. Some people come to help you, but there are groups and individuals who come to HELLP you. Well, the collective narcissists are the one who come to help you. Please save me, Lord, save me from your followers. Help. Psychological help is not fun. Collective narcissists are extremely confused, man, because of this reason, and they're causing their individuals and collective extreme narcissistic supply and loose supply. And my friend, they don't even know that their business, the farm, they're infested with the ego trips, or the IE, the NPD, NPE. Collective narcissism is a fake power differential. We work hard to serve. We work hard to serve God, to love all, for my little me to look good at serving all in the judgmental eyes of the demiurgic God Yahweh. Okay, that's not really an honest service. It's a dogmatic service. I mean, God bless you for wanting to lovingly serve everyone, but the way you treat others, and especially those close to you, is more of a representation of where you're going. So some part of these people, and especially my friends here, or my former work trade friend, some part of them is openly really pure and good and divine and in the Christ, but the dogma is not. Okay? Why would I be this much of a hermit this far into the age of Aquarius? Huh? Why? I'm still healing, and when you notice they don't actually care about you at all, the narcissistic people with NPEs and narcissistic communities, they don't care about you at all for real as an equal individual. In other words, they have no equanimity. No matter how much they help the world, they help you or give you in love bombing. Because of this power differential, you're going to see they have extreme insecurity, and you are always going to be below them. This is not true Christianity. It is Luciferic churchianism. Real Christianity is Christ consciousness and respect. As much as you can, treating everyone with equal respect and oneness, man. That's what the Christ is about in reality. And these churchians, they don't get that. They get this. They're the ones who stand on the soapbox. They're the ones who, like this presidential candidate Andrew Yang was going to give every poor person $1,200 in the state of California just because they're poor. What's that going to do? Unless he also said to each one of them, you have to do 3 hours of service a week helping others and do something to help others, or some bare minimum, or unless the people are moral, how's that going to help? If the people aren't moral, how's that going to help? Okay. The power differential always comes through this, separation, whether it's physical, ideological, or, in the case of the hundreds of black magicians in the New World Order, they believe that we are their sheep or cattle, their energy drinks, etc., and they deserve, because we're idiots, we're obedient, and because there is no such thing as a soul, and there's moral relativity, and there's solipsism, and for the normie idiots, they realize that they've convinced most people to not even know if they have a soul or if anyone else is real, so they can just use us as energy. So the power differential, But the collective narcissism might be more subtle, and they also might be doing a lot of good work for the world. And that's why it's extremely confusing. But I think you can learn to clear this out if you love yourself enough. And click subscribe for more and create a great day, my family. Peace.